Welcome! It's Facts You Don't Know. If it's your first time here and you want to find out new facts that will definitely make you smarter and more, well, and first make sure to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss anything.
A mother dog protects her little puppies from the freezing cold. But it's not just her little ones that she's keeping warm. Those who found them were gobsmacked. This sweet dog, Way, lives in Argentina with her cute puppies in the street. On a cold winter's night, the four-legged animal noticed a noise. What the dog found wasn't actually a baby dog, but a human baby. The child was abandoned by its mother and probably left to certain death. But the mother dog had a big heart, and her maternal instinct led her to take the baby carefully to her shelter, where her own puppies were already waiting for her. She added the baby to the group of its new siblings and protected her own puppies and the stranger with her body heat to keep them from freezing. When this dog saw a baby lying there on the street, she knew she had to help. So she did what any tender-hearted mother would do and tried to help the vulnerable child. And what she did next was absolutely incredible. Little Santino was born in the village of Virrey del Pino, Argentina, in the summer of 2013. However, his mother abandoned him when he was just 1 month old. Instead of taking him to a local orphanage, though, she simply left him all alone in a courtyard. Left on his own, the little baby had no way of fending for himself. At such a young age, he wouldn't even have been able to lift his head for more than a moment. Hence, walking or even crawling to warmth or safety was out of the question. Of course, all newborns need plenty of food and sleep to survive. Often, tiny youngsters sleep in short bursts and wake up only to eat. Even if someone had been tending to his needs then, it's unlikely that Santino would have been able to get the rest and sustenance that he needed to survive while living on the streets. To make matters worse, his mom had abandoned him at the coldest time of the year in Argentina. In July, temperatures can drop to 41 degrees Fahrenheit. This meant that, left alone, the newborn could easily freeze to death. As Santino lay outside, he wasn't totally alone, though. Locals were familiar with a stray dog that lived in the area. The mutt, whom residents had named Way, often spent her days wandering the streets in search of food. After all, it was important that she got enough to eat, as she had a litter of puppies relying on her. Needless to say, Way's motherly instincts were fully developed. So, when she stumbled across Santino on her rounds, she couldn't leave him lying there all alone. She had to act. And she chose to do something amazing. Way went back to find her expectant litter. But rather than feeding them there as usual, she decided to take them on an adventure. She picked up every last one of her puppies and brought them to Santino. Once there, Way arranged her troops to surround the little baby. Together, they huddled in tightly to keep one another warm. And thanks to their body heat, little Santino was able to survive the freezing cold night. The following morning, a local woman, Alejandra Griffa, heard a strange noise coming from the alleyway. It sounded to her like a crying baby, so she took it upon herself to investigate just in case. To Griffa's amazement, the noises were indeed coming from a baby. She had, of course, stumbled across little Santino on the street, and when she saw how Way and her puppies had taken him into their fold, she couldn't believe her eyes. However, Griffa had no choice but to split up the adorable scene that she'd happened upon. After all, she had no idea how long Santino had been left for. She therefore hastily made her way to a nearby hospital with the newborn baby so that he could receive medical care. With that, the authorities began investigating Santino's situation. They thereby discovered that his mother was a 33-year-old woman, and in the wake of the abandonment, they arrested her and removed all 8 of her children from her care. Meanwhile, although Way was hailed as a hero in Argentina, this was actually not the first case of its kind in the country. In 2008, a 14-year-old girl prematurely gave birth to a little boy in a shanty town near Buenos Aires. However, the girl panicked and left the baby on a garbage-strewn waste ground. But luckily, a dog named La China found the newborn. Much like Way, moreover, the creature took the baby to be one of her own puppies. And once there, she kept him warm and safe and treated him like just one of her own. It wasn't until La China's owner heard the baby crying that they discovered he was there. They found him lying with the puppies covered in a rag. And although the baby had endured some minor injuries, there wasn't a bite mark on him. After finding the 8-pound, 13-ounce baby, the dog owner took him to the hospital, and aside from some bruising, the child was otherwise okay. As a result, staff at the hospital decided to name him Esperanza, which translates as hope. When the authorities caught the baby's young mother, she told them that she'd been scared to tell her parents about the birth. However, with support from welfare agencies, she was able to continue with her studies as well as be a mom. As for the dog, she became a local celebrity in Argentina. She even won awards for her good deed. And while as a shy dog, she didn't enjoy all the attention, as it subsided, she was eventually left alone to care for her puppies in peace. Still, while the dogs themselves may no longer be celebrities, Way and Lachina's tender-hearted actions will never be forgotten by those they touched. Thanks to them, 2 babies survived the most terrible of circumstances, and they surely proved once and for all why dogs are known as man's best friend. Afterward, the mother of the child was looked for, and the animal rescuer, mother dog and her puppies are gaining some fame in Argentina, and finally the dog family has found a new, caring home. What a happy ending. Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks. We'll be right back to you as fast as we can.